Want to animate in stick nodes but don't know how? Well, this is the series you need to be watching to get better at animation. If you guys treat this video well, it lets me know if you want more videos like this, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, let's dive into the first lesson of this series. There are many ways to ease, but today I'm going over the basic 3 ways of easing. Linear, easing in, and easing out. Let's start with linear easing first. If you take a look at this example, you would see that linear easing is basically when an animation is animated at a consistent speed from start to finish, with no variation in the speed of movement, which makes the animation look robotic or mechanical. Here is an animation using only linear easing. You see how unnatural it looks? Linear easing has its uses but shouldn't be the primary easing technique used. Okay, let's do easing out next. Easing out, as seen in the example, is when the movement starts fast and ends slow. This is that same animation just with easing changed to ease out. Easing in is the same as easing out, just backwards, as seen in the example. Now here's the animation using the ease in technique. Now that I've showed you what the basic types are, let me show you how to easily implement these with the features Stick Nodes provides. When you start up Stick Nodes or open a new project, this will be what you see. You will click here to go to the frame settings. Then you will see the tween frame option on the left. You can also press the question mark beside it to learn more about what the button can do. Now that you know what easing is and how Stick Nodes makes the work easier by tweening it for you, we're going to use everything I've taught you to make the first animation for this tutorial series. We will be using the pose-to-pose animation style. Now you might be wondering, what does pose-to-pose mean? Pose-to-pose means you first make the poses of the major movements of the animation, then after you make all the poses, you animate all of the movement using the style of easing you want. Now with all of that out of the way, let's finally make that animation. The first thing I want you guys to do is to make the main poses for the animation you want to do. You don't have a make a jump animation like I am doing, but make sure it's a simple movement, like a wave. We will get into animation with complex movements in a future video. If you take a look at the tweening options in the left, you will see a 50% option, a 33/67 option, and a 10/90 option. The 50% option puts one frame in the middle of the motion. As you can see, the 33/67 option puts 2 frames on each side of the motion, but not too close to the original frames. And the 10/90 option put 2 frames with the movement away from the frame being minimal. This is my final animation using just tween. For your first animation with the tips I have given you, your animations will look better than most animators that are just starting out on Stick Nodes. To see more fluidity and break into your own style, I would animate more of the in-between frames by hand over the next animations you do, so it doesn't have that copy and paste feeling. This is with me using my animation technique to animate the same animation, but look at the difference. Now that you've got one lesson under your belt, you should be excited to animate now and test what you've learned. Go wild! But don't forget to like and subscribe to have a reminder on when to come back for the next one. See ya!